Okay, so this will be video 3. Is anyone really watching all these videos? I'd be surprised to see if anyone watches all these things. So let's recap. Video 1, Vancouver to Hyder, Alaska. Lost my selfie stick, lost my 360 camera, filmed some glaciers, had a fantastic meal full of clam chowder and soup and all that. And apparently soup is a meal because it was fantastic. Got into Valdez, Alaska, bought the best mosquito repellent that I've ever had in my entire life. Continuing on to Anchorage, Alaska. And as I mentioned in the last video, they said we can't fit you in today. Bring the bike tomorrow, leave it with us, and we'll see if we can fit it in. No guarantees, we'll see if we can fit it in. I said, okay, no problem, I'll do that. Headed back to my Airbnb that I was staying for the day, and then just kept an eyeball on the front door waiting for that FedEx driver to show up. Because apparently it turns out that Anchorage, Alaska is a hub for FedEx. So if you're shipping something from, I don't know, some part of the United States to another part of the United States, you might go to Anchorage and then come back down. Don't know why I do that, but apparently that's what it does. So that's why this person in Oregon was able to get 2-day shipping, because it would go to Anchorage anyways. So yeah, I was really surprised. Like, I ordered it from Portland, Oregon, and literally like the next day or the day after, it was in Anchorage. And so yeah, this is it here. I never did recover my original one. That's somewhere, you know, in Hyder, Alaska somewhere. But this was delivered to me within a couple of days. So fantastic. I was able to get that. I wasn't able to get the selfie stick because that he's not able to deliver that. So I ordered that when I got back to Canada. I ordered the very last one. This POV gear is the very last one. They don't have business anymore, unfortunately. So I don't want to lose that one. But at least I was able to get my 360 camera, which I was able to use for the rest of my trip. But yeah, so that morning the FedEx driver showed up and I was like, yay, FedEx, good job. So I decided to make my way over to the motorcycle shop to drop off my bike. So I dropped off my bike first thing in the morning, and they said, okay, so leave it with us, and we'll give you a call when it's ready. And they said, what you can do is you can head into town and walk around Anchorage if you want, or you can hang out in our cabin. And I was like, what? What's a cabin? They have a cabin built right onto their property there, which is their waiting room. And I gotta tell you, man, this is the best waiting room I've ever waited in my entire life. This place is fantastic. If they would rent it out as an Airbnb, I'd probably stay there too. It was so great. This waiting room's got these nice comfortable couches, they got tables, they got food and like snacks and drinks there, complimentary Wi-Fi, there's a bathroom in there, they got a map on the wall, you can figure out where you're going. I mean, that's like the best waiting room ever. It was fantastic, I loved it. So I go in the waiting room, start munching on some snacks, having a drink or two, and there were some other bikers in there who was also getting work done on their bike. So it was great. We just hung on there, shared stories, and all waiting to see whose bike would be ready first. Okay, safe travels. See you on the road. Safe travels to you guys. Hopefully you're not here much longer. See ya. Oh my God. I think the motorcycle shop has the best waiting room in the history of motorcycle shops. That's the waiting room. It's a freaking cabin with snacks. Unbelievable. Love this shop. I didn't even have an appointment. And they got me all hooked up. And then finally, they called me and said my bike was ready. And as I was walking in there, I met up with, let me get this guy's name right, Andrew McConnell. He's the owner of the place. And I talked to him a little bit about my situation. And this is what he told me. He told me that in the summer months, they know that this is going to happen a lot, right? People are always riding through. They got maybe 1 or 2 days available. They need some issue on their bike fixed right away. So what they do is they always leave one mechanic open, one mechanic unscheduled, because they know that person is going to get work that day for sure, especially in the summer months, right? So that's how they were able to fit my bike in. That mechanic had his whole day open. He doesn't know what he's going to do that day. He gets there and then the work just starts to come in. So fantastic policy by this shop here. And actually, if you want an idea of how amazing this shop is and their customer service is just unbelievable, watch this video. This gentleman is also riding a Tiger Triumph Rally Pro. He went all the way up. His goal was to go all the way up to Prudhoe Bay. He has some issues with his bike, and I won't spoil it for you, but watch the video. And like, this motorcycle shop dealership just went above and beyond to try to get this guy back on the road. So I can't recommend this place highly enough. If you're going through Anchorage and you need any work done on your bike, highly recommend going to the motorcycle shop.
Look at that! Nice fresh rubber. Oh, I can actually have tread. This thing will, I'm curious actually how long this will last. See if it lasts as long as same as the other one, but good to have my bike back. Okay. That's pretty incredible. Luckily I was able to get it done. I didn't even have an appointment or nothing. Where are my gloves? Okay, gloves are here.
Finally got my bike on the road, and the weather was starting to change. It was starting to cloud over, and it was kind of a little bit later in the day, so there really wasn't much I could do. So before I headed back to my Airbnb, I thought I would ride to Whittier, Alaska. And the interesting thing about Whittier is that Whittier is the rainiest spot in Alaska, and they get, 16 feet of rain annually. That's a lot of rain, and I think a lot of that fell on the day that I was riding there, because as I started riding there, it started raining harder and harder and harder. And the interesting thing about Whittier is that to access it, Whittier is famous for the whole town living in this condo. That's the claim to fame, is that the whole town lives in this condo. And the other claim to fame is that to access it, you have to go through this tunnel, through this mountain. And previously, it was only available by train. So you take the train through the tunnel, then you're in the city or in the little town area, and then you take the train back. And then recently, a few years ago, they kind of paved it over, and then you can drive through now, actually. So I was able to go through on my motorbike. But I gotta tell you, it was a little bit sketchy because there's still train tracks there, and it was pouring rain, so I knew those tracks were soaking wet, and they're slippery, right? But luckily, the people who run that tunnel know this, and they put the bikes at the back. So if I go down, there's not some car gonna run me over, right? So I was in the back, so I went through the tunnel.
You guys have to stand out here in the rain all day? That sucks. The girls on the other side, at least they got inside the booth.
Not so bad.
Not so bad?
Better than snow.
Yeah, that's true. Are you guys busy all year round, even in the winter? People coming through? No?
Just summer.
Just summer. Do you guys live here?
Yeah.
Damn. No?
When the sun's out.
It's what?
When the sun's out.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
I rode through Whittier. There wasn't really much happening there. There wasn't, not a lot of businesses there. I thought maybe I might have lunch there, but it seemed like a lot of places were closed, and it was pouring rain, so I just flipped around, came back, went to my Airbnb, and got ready for the next day. Okay, day 10, Anchorage to Cantwell, 387 kilometers. So today was exciting because today I was gonna finally get to do some off-roading. And, well, let's just say off pavement. And I was gonna ride the Hatcher Pass. It basically goes from one part of Alaska over this pass to the other side. It's like one highway to another highway. So you just go over this pass.
I love these type of mountain passes. Lots of them in Colorado. This is where I came to ride. Unfortunately, there's a lot of traffic here today, though. A lot of RVs up here.
It's 3,800 feet of elevation, named after Robert Hatcher, a local prospector and miner. And the main attraction for Hatcher Pass is the Independence Mine, which is at the top. So you can go in there, you can see this old mine and get an idea of what it was like when they were mining whatever they were mining for up there. But the mine wasn't open when I got there. It was all closed. I couldn't go in there, so it was kind of disappointing. So anyways, I just rode the pass, and yeah, it was an easy road. You know, you can see this one shot is like kind of Harley or something rides by me. You don't need an ADV bike at all. You can do this in like a Harley or anything like that, but it's just a nice scenic ride over top of this pass. I get down the other side, I ride up to Cantwell, and I'm staying at the Denali Hostel and Cabin. So I'm staying in another hostel. Once again, not thrilled about staying in the hostels, but it's cheap. It's $87 a night, and there's not really a lot of options up in that area.
Oh, okay. Let's go check out my room. It's 2 rocks. I got communal showers here. What are these? Wow, you can rent a tarp. Yeah, that's not for me. Oh, there it is. That's me. Oh, it's busy here.
I will say this, the meal that I had, the McKinley Creekside Cabin Cafe and Bakery, is that the name of the place? Was fantastic. Great burger, great beer there. Absolutely love that meal. I'd go back there just for that burger and meal. It was really great. And you know, I don't know if it's just me or like, does food taste like even better at the end of a long day? Because when I'm riding, I usually don't eat breakfast. I usually don't eat a big lunch. I would just grab something along the way, right? Something quick and all that. But so I like to eat kind of like a big meal at the end of the day. And like I said in my previous videos, I usually get something from the grocery store. I just take it back to my hotel room, right? So, but occasionally I'll stop in a restaurant, and man, like meals always taste better at the end of a long day, I think. But yeah, that place is fantastic. So the cabins, the hostel's it's a hostel, right? So they got all these cabins and tents and stuff like that. And when I first got there, my cabin was empty. I was like, right on, it's all empty. It's a nice log cabin. I was like, this is great. But then it slowly started to fill up, and you know, the issues that you have with, you know, sleeping with 6 people in a room. So probably not something I would do again. I probably would try to find a hotel or whatever. But hostels, it's a hostel. What can you do? So day 11, this was going to be a fun day because I was going to ride from Cantwell to Delta Junction, and this is 367 kilometers over the Denali Highway, through the Denali Highway. And the Denali Highway is all gravel. So this is going to be no pavement whatsoever, all gravel. And from Cantwell to Paxton.
Okay, here we go. Denali Highway. Cold, 8 degrees Celsius, cloudy, rainy day, perfect Alaskan weather to go ride some muddy gravel. Awesome. I don't care, I got a brand new tire thanks to the excellent folks at the motorcycle shop. I'm all good to go. I got beef jerky, actually salmon jerky. I'm all bundled up in my Griffin gear, which is the hottest motorcycle gear to exist on the planet. I'm warm as toast. No worries. Those mountains look cool. Here we go. It's exactly what I wanted. Off-road, middle of nowhere, no people. Having said that, 2 fucking RVs just drove by, but we'll ignore that. No people. Nasty Alaskan weather. I hope it just pours rain. I want it to be I don't know why, but I just totally want it to be totally miserable and nasty. Because I'm not going to get that experience anywhere else. I want it to be a slog. I want to be able to get to the end and be like, ugh, that sucked.
I had read that this road is really bad. It's really remote, really deserted, really dangerous. I didn't find that at all. First off, it's not as busy and remote, not as like remote as I read, because if you look at this, you can see, yeah, it looks really remote until the camera pans around and there's traffic jam. So at no point was it ever that remote. In fact, right here, I was taking pictures of the lake there.
So here I was taking photos of this particular spot. I turn around, and what do I see? An RV and a bus, tour bus. All these silver hairs come out.
This road wasn't nowhere near as remote as I thought it would be, and I personally didn't find it to be that dangerous at all. The only sketchy part was kind of near the end where I think they just graded it, or they just laid down like some fresh gravel. And there was it was loose gravel for a long section. And that's just scary to me because you're riding along, the bike is like moving like this. Nothing, too bad. But if it's just kind of, to me, it's I just don't like the feeling of the bike moving underneath me. Because in my mind, I just think every now and any moment now it's going to go flip like this and I'm going to crash down. So I like traction, so that's just kind of scary. But other than that, everything was totally fine I didn't find the road that bad at all.
Would you like to see the thin layer of marbles I'm riding on? This is what I'm riding on. Just a bunch of loose rocks over top of hard-packed gravel with 70 pounds of gear on the back. This makes the rear end really movie. Is that a word? Dancy? No. Fidgety? I don't know. It just makes the rear end want to skittish. That's what it is. Makes the rear end very skittish. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, still hadn't seen any wildlife yet. No wildlife. The whole highway, no wildlife. Nothing.
Okay, here's the deal. Yeah, it's pretty nasty out. I had to throw on my rain gear. It's raining. It's really cold. This is tarmac, so it's no big deal. But I'm kind of over it by now. Okay, I got the ambience of the place. Nice scenery, freezing cold, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't mind getting into somewhere civilization, a nice hot cup of soup or something right now. But I just saw a sign that said 60 miles, 60 or 80, I can't remember. I think it says 60 miles to Paxton. There's actually nothing in Paxton. I have to go down to the gas station, then flip around and go back up to Delta Junction. So I probably have another maybe 200 kilometers, maybe 150 to go. Scenery is actually kind of nice though. It's really quite peaceful out here, to be honest. I mean, it's freezing cold. It's 5 degrees right now, and I hear jets flying overhead. I wonder if there's a military base around here. It's quite scenic. But I don't want to hang out here forever. Let's turn the heated grips on. Don't really do much, but I got lots of fuel. Yeah, I got food. I got beverages. I got warm gear. Yeah, a little bit of rain. No big deal. I can always stop and start munching on some jerky. I got water. I got my rig. I'm totally warm with this stuff on. It doesn't even bother me. So, yeah, enjoy the smoky, foggy mountains. And laugh at all those people in the RVs, in their comfortable RVs with their heaters on and sipping their cup of cocoa while they drive. Who wants to travel like that? Where you can travel like this?
I stopped at the McLaren River Lodge for lunch, and man, once again, food on the road always tastes so much better because I walk in there and The two ladies are sitting there like, hey, are you hungry? I said, yeah, absolutely hungry. And they said, you know, are you really hungry or just a little bit hungry? I said, I'm pretty hungry. And they said, we'll prepare something for you. I was like, great. You know, I didn't have to look at the menu. Nothing. Those would prepare for me. And they prepared me like this chili burger with chicken noodle soup. And like, I think I had a dessert or whatever. But it was, once again, it was so good. So good. And this lodge is fantastic. I was walking around the lodge. They got this like kind of like living room area there. And I don't know if this woman is like a set piece or something like that, but like this living room looks like your grandma's living room, right? And there's like a grandma knitting in the corner there. So it's like, is she real? Is this a set? Like, is she just paid to be there or what? But like, this place was like cozy as a bug in a rug. Like I could have taken a nap there after I finished my meal because I was so comfortable there. But fantastic lodge there. If you're riding through McLaren River Lodge, highly recommend stopping for lunch there. Say hi to the grandma. Maybe she's still knitting there or whatever, but great stop along the way.
Oh my God. Was that ever great? I really like finding these lodges along the route here. They're fantastic. They just kind of pop up out of nowhere. It's great. Just what I needed. Something warm and tastes good.
And then I continued on to Delta Junction. I got into, I thought I would get gas in Paxton. Paxton, there's nothing there. There's just this empty hotel, and that's it.
Look at this old abandoned hotel here. I want to check it out. Paxton Lodge. I wonder what year it was abandoned. Old jukebox player. Let's see here. 47. What is this? This is an old Japanese record. What does it say? Spa something sta? I can't read that. Oh, Super Best? Super Besto. Yeah, Super Best. Super Besto 10. I mean, I guess that's our top 10. That's a nice looking fireplace though, back in the day. Look at this dude. That's a creepy looking dude. Hello. That'd be funny if it waves a different hand. What the hell? Should I go downstairs? Yeah, that'd be a hell no. Look at this old TV. It's a big property too. Look at, that's a big hotel. Think of how many rooms it would have had. The bar, restaurant, all this parking. Could rent this area out for campers. Man, I think this place could have done well. It's right at the start of the Denali Highway. People could stay here and they go on the highway. I'm amazed that this thing is abandoned.
So it turns out there's nothing in Paxton. I was kind of surprised at that. So I rode up to Delta Junction, where I stayed at the Delta Lodge, $117 a night, and fantastic place. This place is like a work camp hotel or work camp lodge. It's designed, I think, for companies who are bringing a crew in to do something specific, and they need to house like 20, 30 people or something at one time. Because it's like you know, you get an individual room, but it's almost like a hostel. Individual room, but there's like an open kitchen, open living room, open games room, open showers, that type of thing. But I really like this place a lot. It was totally spotless. Everything was perfect, really clean. You can tell this company, like, you know, whoever runs it, you know, takes care of this place. They have a little tiny breakfast option. There's some cereal and some fruit that they make available for you. But I will say this though, is like that place, Delta Lodge, you have to book everything online. There's no receptionist already show up there. So there's this Italian guy who showed up, and he didn't speak much English, and so he was trying to like use Google Translate to try to like find the reception or whatever, but there is no reception there. So he had a little bit of issues with that. So you just gotta, you know, book everything online in advance, and you'll be fine. But Delta Lodge, I really like that place a lot. Fantastic. So day 12, Delta Junction to Dawson City, 472 kilometers.
Delta Lodge. What a cool place to stay. I like the concept very much. It's warm today. Holy crap. What a late start for me. 10:43 a.m. That's so late. Usually I'm on the road by 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. The reason why I started late today is because of that. It was pouring rain this morning. As you can look at my bike, it's just covered in rain residue. It was pouring rain this morning, but I noticed the weather report said that later on it's going to get sunny. So I decided to wait because I want to ride the top of the world highway today, and the scenery from there is supposed to be spectacular, but obviously you can't see it if it's cloudy. So I waited until it later on it's supposed to clear up, so hopefully top of the world is really nice and sunny today. I want to make sure I'm going the right way here. Is Google Maps is telling me to go left. Is that really right? Is that correct? I thought I was supposed to go right here. Let's make sure that these bozos know what they're talking about. Okay, I guess they do. Yeah, I guess I'm heading south right now first. Heading back down to Tok, Alaska. Here we go.
So today I leave Alaska and I'm heading up over the top of the world highway back into Canada. And to do that, you have to go through this little town, village, enterprise, whatever, encampment, whatever this is called Chicken, Alaska.
My goal today is the town of Chicken. Boundary and Eagle, I don't even know those, but I'm heading to Chicken today. Chicken, and then Chicken is the last stop in Alaska. And then I am back into Canada to Dawson City. Food, gas, next services, 100 kilometers. No worries, just filled up. So how long is it till Chicken? About 100 kilometers till Chicken, okay.
And Chicken, Alaska is this little tiny row of businesses kind of stuck on the road somewhere, and it's in between the border to Canada and Delta Junction there.
Yep, this is downtown Chicken. This is where all the action is on a Friday night. All the Chickenites come out and hang out at the Chicken Creek Saloon. Yeah, here we are at the downtown Chicken. I love it. This place is so cool. Let's go check out the Mercantile.
Really kind of a cute little place. They've got this, they got a bunch of shops there and sell various knickknacks, all chicken related stuff or whatever. But when I stopped by there, I noticed that their little cafe had this really great selection of pies. And once again, food always tastes better on the road. I can't resist some apple pie with some vanilla ice cream, so order that right away. While she was getting it ready, I asked the lady behind the counter, like, why is this place called Chicken?
Oh, hello.
So why do they call it Chicken?
Because they couldn't spell ptarmigan. So they named it Chicken.
And turns out that's actually true. Like, think about it. How would you spell ptarmigan? Like, think about that. Like, if you think of the word ptarmigan, what would be the first letter that you would think of to spell ptarmigan? Ptarmigan, right? T. No, P. Who the hell puts a P in front of a T? And it's silent, so what's the point of having it there? So I can totally see why people said that's just chicken instead of like ptarmigan. So, but great place. Stop in that cafe, get some pie there. I continued on to the top of the world highway.
Oh, it's gravel. Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that. I wasn't expecting that. Well, I'm back in Canada, and this is called the top of the world highway, as you can see by the scenery. I didn't expect it to be gravel. I kind of thought it would be paved. I mean, it's paved up to the US border. I guess the Canadian government's too cheap to pave this. Not surprising, actually. The Canadian government doesn't really give a fuck about anything outside of the main cities. Dawson City highway section. Cool. Does kind of feel top of the world.
Top of the world highway is really nice, really scenic. You do kind of feel like you're at the top of the world. There's a vast expanse everywhere. Rode over that and got into Dawson City. And Dawson City is famous for the toe whiskey thingy. I don't know. There's a hotel there where you drink a whiskey shot. It's got some toe in it or something like that. I personally didn't like Dawson City that much. It felt like a tourist trap to me. It was kind of a bit annoying that I get in there and there's like tour buses lined up down the street, just floods of tourists coming out, wandering all over the road. And it was a little bit annoying because so much of the trip up, like previous few days, have been really nice and remote, right? So I get into Dawson City. I'm trying to find something to eat. most of the places are closed, which I was kind of surprised at. I found one pizza place and the guy wanted like some ridiculous amount for a pizza. I was like, forget that. So the whole place kind of felt a little bit like a tourist trap to me. So I ended up just buying some food like at the gas station and just going back to my hotel.
Oh, there, the Westmark Inn. That's it there. Okay, so this green thing is my hotel here. Yeah, I think I remember seeing those no. Okay, Westmark Inn. Okay, that doesn't look too terrible. Well, there's a restaurant here. Maybe I could eat there. Okay, let's go get some gas first.
My hotel, the Westmark Inn, $159 a night. Not really a huge fan of this hotel either. No air conditioning. It was getting warm, so no air conditioning, so I just had to open the window, which let in all the mosquitoes in, but no air conditioning, no Wi-Fi. Not a lot of facilities in this hotel, but $160 a night. Not a lot of other options apparently in that town. Everything is designed to look old. Even the new buildings, when they build it, they have to build it to make it look old. So you look around and yeah, it's kind of cool. It looks like kind of an old town, but actually a lot of the buildings are new. You know where actually I would prefer to go back to is Silverton, Colorado.
Oh, I thought those were real girls at the top there. The Shady Lady Saloon. I thought those were real girls there. Hey, ladies. The Shady Lady. I love it. This place is fantastic.
I liked that place a lot more than Dawson City. Dawson City felt kind of fake to me, and it felt like, I didn't like all the tourists that were there. So I got out of there pretty damn quickly.
Okay, get me out of tourist hell. I didn't realize that Dawson City was essentially a giant tourist trap. I thought it was kind of more historical. But as you can see, by the line of suitcases there, and the lines of suitcases everywhere, this place is tourist hell. This is where the RVers go to stay. This place is just tourist mecca. It's such a shame. Maybe all these buildings are a facade. Maybe it's fake, just for the tourists. I thought it was kind of historical. Maybe it's all fake. I didn't know that. It really has got a kind of a cool cowboy town vibe to it, though. Just get rid of all the stupid tourists and it'd be a lot better. Wow, these are cool. Look, I should have stayed here. Look at this place, York Street. What's that, station? Oh, it's like an old train station here. The bus station. But like I said, there's nothing inside. I think these are just all facades. That's a shame. I guess this is just a place for old people to come in their RVs and their tour buses and walk around and look at old buildings. It's not, maybe not as authentic as I thought. Okay, I need to figure out where the hell I'm going today and get on the highway because I am roasting hot in this stupid gear.
And so the next day was from Dawson City to Ross River, 582 kilometers. This is where I was starting to get worried about the gas. This is why I had that spare gas canister on me, because this part here was all like gravel roads, remote, not on the main highway, so remote roads, not a lot of gas stations. So Dawson City to Ross River. I should probably mention this. Somebody may be wondering, like third video in, but why didn't I go to Prudhoe Bay? So I am not the type of person who needs to ride to a destination. I'm that cliche saying, like the journey is like the I don't know what the saying is, like the reward is the journey, not the destination, whatever it is. That's me. I don't feel the need to ride to somewhere just to say that I've been there. A lot of people seem to ride to Prudhoe Bay for a couple of reasons. One, so they can say they did it, because like a feeling of accomplishment. And two is like to see the Atlantic Ocean. And to me, I'm like, you know, water's water. If I go walk 10 feet up my house here, I can see the Pacific Ocean. It looks exactly the same as the Atlantic Ocean, so I don't feel the need to ride all the way up there, just look at some water. And there's nothing in Prudhoe Bay, so I don't have any interest in going to Prudhoe Bay. If there's something there that's worthwhile for me to see, then I'd be happy to ride there, but there's nothing there. And a lot of reports that I read, people like just ride there just for the sake of saying they rode there and then turn around and come back. So I didn't have any desire to go there. And also I was a little bit kind of hesitant due to the wear and tear on your bike, because they put that calcium chloride stuff down all over the ground. That stuff turns to concrete on your bike. That's what that gentleman, the video referred to, that's what chewed through his electrical gear on his bike and basically rode his bike off. So I didn't want to do that. So that's why I didn't go to Prudhoe Bay, but I did encounter some of that road conditions on this day from Dawson City to Ross River, because what was happening is they were grading the road. There was 2 trucks, and one of them was grading the road, and the other one was behind it pouring water on the stuff that he just churned up. And I was behind them. So I was like in this, actually I don't know what he was pouring. Maybe it wasn't water. Maybe it's the calcium, whatever stuff they put on. Because it's sticky. It really, I noticed later, it really stuck to my bike. But it was slippery. And so I was behind these 2 guys. I didn't know if I could pass them or whatnot. But the bike was just like all over the place. And that went on for a long time. So yeah, that was pretty sketchy. I was a little bit worried about that. Those Shinko 705 tires do not do well in mud at all. Like, it was pretty scary.
I say that these Shinko tires don't inspire a lot of confidence in any kind of muddy, slippery situation, though. They squirm a lot. I don't know if that's normal for all tires. I don't know if it's a big deal or not, but to me, it just doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. Any kind of slightly slick surface, they just squirm around a lot.
But that was the worst of the road that I encountered. All the rest of the trip, the roads were totally fine. But so yeah, I finally get in. I stop in Faro, Yukon for lunch. They had this old mining truck on display right outside the town there.
Look at the size of this thing. It makes my bike look so tiny. Look at the wheels are like bigger than my bike. Look at that. Look at the size of the fan blades on that thing. Holy crap. I wonder how big the motor is on this thing. Actually, I can go underneath it. Look at the size of the fan blades for the radiator. Holy crap. Oh, I can see all the way back there. Let's go up. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 cylinder? No, can't be. There's a big ass turbo on the side there. Looks like it. What size engine would be in this thing? I guess they got the door closed. Oh no, they don't. Cool. Holy crap. Look at this thing. How awesome is this? God, it's so wide. How do you drive this thing? How do you know where the edges are? Look at the red line. It starts at like 3. It goes to 33. You're rocking and rolling at 24 RPM. I wonder what this thing here does. What's this here? Washer. Some of these are worn off. Oil. Maybe that was voltmeter. Don't know what that one is. Don't know what that is. Oil pressure. Oh, what's this here? This is the gearbox. So you would have had, so 1st to 6th. So what's the 2nd? 3rd? That's interesting. Gated shifter there. Interesting. I guess that's to prevent you from like accidentally dropping it into 2nd or something. I could see that. What's that say? Dry road, there's a traction control. Yeah, I want some slippery road. Let's flick on the traction control. Dry road. Don't know what that one's for. How cool is this? The gas pedal. Is this the clutch? Would that be the clutch? Gas? Brake? Clutch? Not for parking. What's this thing for, I wonder? I wonder what this is for. Man, look how wide this thing is. How cool would it have been to drive this thing? I could see that. Oh, that'd be so much fun. I love to drive one of these down the road. It feels so awesome. I've never driven a vehicle that's got like a railing on it.
And then after Faro, I continued on the Robert Campbell Highway all the way to Ross River. And like I said, this is where I was concerned about the gas because there's no gas stations. Past Faro, there's no gas stations along most of this highway. I mean, sorry, maybe there's one in Ross River, but past that, from Ross River to Watson Lake, there's no gas stations there. So it's just all gravel, nice and remote, no gas stations, no traffic or anywhere along there.
Okay, just to make the day interesting, on the Robert Campbell Highway, ground is suddenly soaking wet. I don't know if it rained or the truck came by and washed everything down, but it has made everything as slippery as snail snot. Ooh, what a gross image, but it's that slippery.
So when I was planning this trip, like I said, like I'm always looking on Google Maps to see, where I can stay and whatnot. And when I was looking at this Robert Campbell Highway, I noticed this sign on the side of the road that said ADV riders welcome. So I thought, hey, great, I have an ADV bike, that must make me an ADV rider. So I contacted this place and it's called the ITZI Mountain Lodge. ITZI? I don't know. Mountain Lodge, $125 a night.
Oh, that's probably it there. Cute little cabin.
And this is another like off-grid cabin. So if you like off-grid, no electricity, no running water, shower outdoors, out-house type of thing, that's what this place is. So I stayed there and it was really nice actually. Nice, really fantastic view over the road and whatever that is on the other side, wilderness, I guess. But probably for me, to be honest, I probably wouldn't stay in like these really off-grid places again. Because I need electricity, I need at least electricity. Like I need to charge this stuff up and back everything up and all that. And so without like electricity, it's a little bit too off-grid for me. But if you don't need to do that, if you like the super outdoors, this place is great and very friendly couple that runs that place. So next day 14, Ross River to Watson Lake, 372 kilometers, all gravel, no gas stations along the way.
Wow, cool. So nice to be out in the morning. It's all nice and peaceful. The RVs are not out yet. Just me and the road. Love it. Got some nice sunny weather today. Hopefully I'm heading in the right direction. Don't know. Worst case scenario, I just turn around and go back to the main road. No big deal. Don't have a long day today. Only 300K, which is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Then go to Watson Lake. Chill out in a regular, hopefully normal hotel.
This is the part I was kind of worried about the most because I know my bike can do, 350 kilometers and then it'll show like empty, right? Especially with the cases on all the way down. I know it can do like 350 and it starts to get kind of dicey. And so I thought, could I do 372 on gravel? And I also know I'm going to be stopping and starting because I'm filming and all that. I think with the cases off, if I rode really conservatively, I could probably get close to 400. But I noticed with the cases on, all that, like 325 to 350, that's when I start to want to get gas. And this was 372. So Yukon Highway number 4, also known as the Robert Campbell Highway, all gravel. It was nice. I loved it. It was all remote, super remote, nobody around whatsoever. And of course, I ended up dropping my bike.
Okay. Why the fuck did I think this was a good idea?